All 257 picks of the 2025 NFL Draft have been made, but there are still a lot of guys that I really liked in this class. So we're going to be looking at the top 15 undrafted free agents that I believe can be impactful players at the NFL level. Leave a like on this video, subscribe if you are new, let me know who you think is the top undrafted guy. This is in no particular order. Also, be sure to check out my Patreon. Lots of draft content, lots of 2026 stuff going up. We're already looking ahead to next year. Stay tuned for the way too early mock draft coming tomorrow. But we're going to get into this right away, starting off with one of my favorite under-the-radar players in this class, Luke Kandra out of Cincinnati. I had a 4th round grade on Kandra, 6'4", 323. Ultimately, he more than likely went undrafted just because he doesn't really have incredible athleticism. At an 8.33 3-cone, really bad time. He's got 31 and 7/8 inch arms, but the production that Kandra has had for Cincinnati over the last couple of seasons has been phenomenal. In 803 snaps this past year, he allowed just 8 pressures and 0 sacks. He's a really good pass protector. He's really strong. He's not the most fluid athlete. He's a little bit of a clunky mover. He does need to work on picking up blitzes, but this is a guy that I do think can help on the offensive line. He can play both guard positions. He's got experience playing in a multitude of different schemes, whether it be in a pass-heavy scheme, whether it be in a run-heavy scheme. I think Luke Kandra can be an impactful player at the next level. It was a stud for Cincinnati, and I think he's one of the top undrafted guys on the board. Same thing can be said about Shawn Dolac. I think the NFL has completely disrespected Dolac this entire process. He is one of the most fun linebacker prospects you're going to watch, but he's also one of the smartest linebacker prospects you're going to watch. He finished just outside of my top 10 linebackers. He's 6 foot 221, and his production this past year at Buffalo was off the charts. 125 tackles, only 8 missed tackles with a 5% missed tackle rate, which is elite. 76 run stops, a 92.6 coverage grade, elite number there. 5 sacks, 5 interceptions. He ran a 4.55 at his pro day. He's a phenomenal athlete at the linebacker position that's got great blitzing upside. He's a smart, heady player that can also cover. He's a reliable tackler. And I think he went undrafted because of, one, the competition. He's coming from Buffalo, and he's 6 foot 221. He's not the biggest linebacker in the world, and he's not the strongest player, but he's such a productive player. The athleticism speaks for itself. He's one of these guys. There's always one undrafted linebacker. It was Omar Speights last year. There's always an undrafted guy that ends up shocking people. I think it's going to be Shawn Dolac this year. He has everything you want in the position. I think he's going to be really productive wherever he ends up. Klay Webb from Jacksonville State has been a favorite of mine since the summer, and I'm a little surprised he didn't get drafted. A former 5-star recruit, initially committed to Georgia, had some off-the-field issues, ended up going to Jacksonville State, where he's once again been really productive. In 915 snaps for the Gamecocks, Webb only allowed 7 pressures and 1 sack on the year. Get it? He's not playing great competition, and he's a little bit undersized, but he's a really fun athlete. I loved his ability to get to the second level, block in the run game. He played with a level of nastiness that I loved. He's aggressive at the point of attack. He hits people hard. He wants to drive you into the ground. That's what I really love about Klay Webb. He's a good run blocker. I think he's got good hand placement and pass protection. His anchor and balance against more power rushers, it struggled. He's coming from a smaller school. He's not the most polished blocker in the world. I thought he was worth a day 3 pick. He did have a little bit of a worse season in 2024 than his 2023, but I really like him. I think he's a good offensive lineman that can be an impactful player, very similar to Luke Kandra. Klay Webb, once again, I had a 4th round grade on him. He was my number 8 interior offensive lineman in the draft, so a little surprised he didn't get taken. Holland Pierce from Rutgers. If you guys have been following the channel for a while, Holland Pierce is a top 10 tackle in the class for me. His size, he just has things that you can't teach at the position. He's 6'7", 342 pounds. Former walk-on to Rutgers, was over 400 pounds when he got onto campus, but he's one of the best run blocking tackles in the entire draft class, which is weird because he's not a great athlete. He's heavy on his feet. He does struggle against more quicker pass rushers, but his run blocking tape and his ability to get to the second level and just move people is phenomenal. His anchor is also elite. He's immovable in the run game at times, it feels like. I love his anchor. I love his hands, his length. He's got 88.25-inch wingspan. This is a guy you draft in the third round or in the third day. He's got all the measurables you could ever want in a tackle, and if you can teach him to be a little bit more sound and a little bit more flexible, Holland Pierce is going to be a good starting tackle in the league. I'm shocked he didn't get picked. He is, in my opinion, on my board, the top guy that did not get drafted. Let me pull this up. I think I had a second to third round grade on Holland Pierce. So I know I was higher on him than consensus, but it's still a shock that he didn't get taken. Logan Brown from Kansas, another offensive lineman. A lot of offensive line guys that didn't get taken that I love. Logan Brown, to me, is a really versatile player. I think he can play inside and out. He's got good athleticism. He's 6'6", 312 pounds, ran a 5.18, allowed just 6 pressures, 0 hits, and 0 sacks on the year on 619 snaps, had a 4.51 20 shuttle. I mean, there's a lot to like about Brown. He's really light on his feet. He's a good overall athlete. He's got the quickness to get up into the second level. I get it. He does have some anchor concerns. He plays high at times. He does get beat inside and has some balance concerns. He's not a perfect player, but he's athletic. He's got versatility. These are the type of players that typically go on day 3 of the draft, and I'm a little surprised that he didn't. I had a 4th round grade on him. I thought he could have gone a lot higher than this. I don't know if there was an injury because he's a lot better than some of the other guys that didn't get taken, whether that be or that did go out of him, whether it be a Jalen Rivers or a Branson Taylor, Jalen Travis. I liked Brown better than I liked all of those guys, and he ends up falling undrafted. I think he's going to be a huge pickup for whoever lands him. Maxon Hook from Toledo was one of Mel Kiper's top availables at the end of the draft as well. Surprised he didn't get taken. He's 5'11", 193, ran a 4.55, 34.5-inch vertical, 10.4 broad jump. He's just been a really overall productive player for the Rockets. I love his size. I love his length for the safety position, but I think he's really instinctive in coverage. I thought he showed the ability to match up with tight ends and running backs out of the backfield. He has good eyes for the position to trigger. He's incredibly disciplined. And look, he's not the greatest athlete, and he can be overly aggressive as a tackler. Tackling has been up and down, but hey, he only had a 6.4% missed tackle rate, 83.8 run defense grade. I think he can match up in man coverage. He's got the size that you look for. I just don't know why he didn't get drafted. I think he's got a lot of traits and instincts that you look for in the safety position. So Maxon Hook, one of my top guys at the safety position. I had him as my number 14 safety in the class. He ends up going undrafted. I think he could be a really good player in the league. Same thing with Kobe Bryant. Now, this is one that I was a little surprised about. Kobe Bryant, I've gotten his numbers wrong so many times, so I'm not going to mention his height and weight. He's light for the position, though. There's no doubt about that. And he didn't run well. He ran a 4.53 at the combine. But you can't deny the numbers this guy has put up for the Jayhawks throughout his career. 4 interceptions, 4 pass breakups. He has been phenomenal at jumping pass lanes, getting interceptions throughout his career. His closing speed and ball skills are some of the best of any corner in the draft class. He's really smart in zone coverage, and I don't love his run defense. I don't think he's this great man coverage player, but I definitely think he's a corner you take. Interceptions are a big part of the game. He's got that. He can be overly physical. Penalties have been a concern. He's also under 175 pounds. I imagine that's why he didn't get taken. But the way he moves, the way he baits quarterbacks into making bad decisions, the way he jumps passing lanes, he's a really good corner. And I definitely think he's got a role in the league. very surprised that he didn't get taken, and he's going to be a steal, I think. He's a guy that plays with a chip on his shoulder, and I think he's going to have a really solid season. Next up, Weston Franklin from Georgia Tech. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this. You guys know I love Weston Franklin. To me, it's obvious why he didn't get drafted. He's not very athletic. 32 and 3/8-inch arms. He's 6'3", 318, ran a 5.26, 23-inch vertical, 8'3" broad jump. He's not explosive. I'm not worried about that, though. I love his tape. I think he can be a really good pass protector, particularly in a gap scheme. He's got great footwork. He's got good anchor. He's got the ability to pancake guys. He's thrived in pass protection. But yeah, he's not a great run blocker because he doesn't get to the second level at a super high level. That's going to be a concern. But he is the third highest rated guy on my board. Third to a fourth round grade on Weston Franklin. Big fan of his game. I like this tape a ton. He's my number 2 center in the class behind Jared Wilson. So that should tell you how much I love this player. Just not really too surprising to me, but definitely wanted to mention him here. Zai Alexander from LSU, a little bit more surprising. 6'1", 192. Another guy that didn't test well. Ran a 4.56 at the combine, but a guy that has been really productive for LSU. Only a 3.2% missed tackle rate, 43.5% on reception. So he was hard to throw the ball against this year. Look, I know he's not super athletic, doesn't have the greatest speed, probably more of a zone coverage corner, but he's a really solid guy that I think he's got good explosiveness. He can blitz a little bit. He's got good instincts, good physicality for the position. And I think he can convert to safety for you as well. Really good instinctive defensive back that I think is going to have a nice role at the next level. So Zai Alexander, to me, one of the top undrafted players in this class. I think he's going to have a really nice career. Next up, Xavier Restreo. Unbelievable that he did not get taken, to be completely honest with you. I get it. I believe he ran like a 4.8. His 40 time is one of the worst videos you're going to see from any player that I've ever watched in the pre-draft process. I get it. Restrepo's a top 15 talent in this receiver class. He's been incredibly productive for Miami, their all-time leading receiver, and he's physical. 1,100 yards, 61.5% contested catch rate. He's 5'9", 200 pounds, but he plays big. He's got great footwork along the sidelines. His routes are phenomenal. He knows how to leverage the routes and, create separation across the middle of the field. He's got reliable hands. He can block a little bit for you. He's okay after the catch. He's not the best athlete. That's why he didn't get drafted. But time and time again, this guy made plays. He made all the catches. This is a guy you want on your football team. It's a travesty that he did not get drafted, truthfully. He is one of my top guys available. Unbelievable. I think he's going to be a massive pickup for whoever lands him. Sebastian Castro from Iowa falls in the same category as a Maxon Hook, as a Zai Alexander. Castro just isn't a great athlete. He ran a 4.59. He's not the biggest guy in the world at 5'11", 202. He's not great in man coverage. He gets beat on quick outs. He doesn't have great explosiveness. But, man, he's a really good defensive back that I think he's going to be able to play at the next level. I'm a little surprised he didn't get taken because this is a guy that can play in the nickel. This is a guy that played safety. He's got great instincts. He's so good in the screen game. Hits hard. He's a guy that can bait quarterbacks with his eyes. A very good downhill run defender. I like his role, particularly in the nickel. I think he can be a really impactful player in that regard. Big time pickup for whoever lands him, I think. I love his versatility on the back end of the defensive side. Isaiah Bond from Texas, we know why he didn't get drafted. There's an off-field situation that we're still waiting upon, but he didn't have a great year at Texas. There's no way to get around it. A guy that very well probably would have been a second to a third round pick had it not been for the off-field stuff. Runs a 4.39, but his numbers this year at Texas just weren't great. 27.3% contested catch rate, only 34 receptions. Go back and watch his 2023 tape at Alabama, where I thought he could have been the #1 receiver in this class. He's fast, he's shifty, he knows how to win routes. I love his hands as well for the position. He's going to need to work on not taking plays off. So many times, this is a guy that just took plays off. He just didn't seem very engaged all the time. He's not a great blocker, and he's got to be more physical. But from a pure talent standpoint, he's a top 15 receiver in the class. Like I said, we know why he didn't get drafted, but nonetheless, a very good player that's still out there. Jared Ivey from Ole Miss. This is a shocker to me because Ivey's a really interesting defensive prospect to me. 6'5", 283, exceptional size and length, can play inside and outside. He's got a really strong motor, really active hands. Like I mentioned, versatility, really good run defender, and a guy that showed the ability to stuff run lanes. Only a 6.3% missed tackle rate, and a guy that had some decent pass rush production. He fell, I'm guessing, because of the athleticism. He's not very explosive, not very quick. This is a guy that 1,000% should be off the board. The length, versatility, it's all there for him to be a good pro, and he's still on the market. I think he gives you inside-outside versatility. He can play in a 3-4, can play in a 4-3. He's got good hands. I like this player a lot, and I'm very shocked he's still on the board. 2 left here. Raheem Sanders out of South Carolina. I've liked Sanders for quite a while in this in this class, I should say. He's, I think, got a lot of different things that you love at the running back position. He can run with power. He has some speed, but he's going to have to be more consistent. That's really what it came down to. Was not great after contact. Was not a great power runner. Isn't necessarily the fastest or most explosive guy. Needs some more patience, but the production has been there at both South Carolina and Arkansas. A guy that I think can be a starting running back in the NFL. He's still on the market. And then to finish it off, ODonnell Fortune, another corner that didn't test well, ran a 4.57. Testing matters for corners. I get it, but he is such a good zone off man coverage corner. He baits players all the time. 87.5 zone grade, 90.2 coverage grade per PFF this past season. He knows how to bait quarterbacks into making bad throws. He's got good ball skills. He reacts well. I think he's going to be a nice contributor at the next level, and that is going to do it. Those are the top 15 undrafted free agents still available. Leave a like on this video, subscribe if you are new, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Adios.